Every morning for the last 9 months, Daniel Matthews woke up before sunrise to the same routine. He brewed a cup of coffee, sat at the kitchen table, and opened his laptop to a blank document. He'd lost his job just after New Year's, when the company he had loved for almost a decade closed its doors for good. That first morning, optimism had driven Daniel. He believed finding another job would be simple, just a matter of time and persistence. But as weeks turned into months, and the number of rejections grew, first 20, then 50, then 100, and finally a staggering 200, his enthusiasm frayed at the edges. At first, Daniel tailored each resume and cover letter with precision, highlighting every fractional achievement, volunteering experience, and certification. He crafted stories for interviews, practiced in front of the mirror, and researched every company until he could recite their mission statements by heart. Yet each polite rejection stung a little bit more, and each silence from recruiters grew heavier. Family and friends tried to console him, urging patience and faith. "The right opportunity will come," they'd say. But as Daniel's savings dwindled and the world seemed to move on without him, isolation threatened to choke out whatever hope remained. One bitterly cold evening, as he closed another rejection email, Daniel paused longer than usual. He stared into the blue light of his screen and wondered if he should give up, stop sending applications, stop hoping. But in the quiet, a stubborn spark within him flickered. He realized that something was keeping him from quitting, something deeper than pride or necessity. It was the resilience his father taught him as a child, the relentless hopefulness in his mother's stories, the lessons of failure turned triumph he watched as a boy. He wasn't ready to let those lessons die. That night, instead of updating his resume for the 201st time, Daniel opened a new document. He titled it, "Why I Won't Quit." He decided to write, not in the formulaic language of HR software, but with honesty. He poured his heart onto the page, not just his work history and skills, but his journey through rejection, his moments of doubt, and the lessons failure had etched into him. Every paragraph was a confession and a declaration. He spoke of resilience, hope, and the quiet courage of refusing to give up when it would be much easier to stop. He wrote about the power of persistence, how waking up each morning, even when the world seems indifferent, is an act of courage. He celebrated the dignity in striving, not just succeeding. He explained how, with each no, he discovered a new source of strength. "If determination were a skill," he typed, "I would list it in bold size 28 font." For the first time in months, Daniel felt lighter as he wrote. He attached the unconventional resume to a LinkedIn post, along with a simple message. "This is my 201st application. I decided to send a different kind of resume this time, because it's not just about a job, it's about not giving up." To his surprise, the response was seismic. Within hours, likes and comments flooded in. "You're brave, you're inspiring, thank you for sharing your journey." Unemployed people saw themselves in Daniel's words. Recruiters and professionals reached out, touched by his honesty. Soon, his story began to travel further, shared across platforms, gathering encouragement and admiration from every corner of the globe. Journalists reached out, employers too. "We want people like you on our team, people who don't quit," one message read. "Your story gives people hope. Come inspire us." Another company wanted him to coach employees facing adversity. Nonprofits and job-seeker organizations invited him to speak and share his story with others still searching for work, still wrestling with the same familiar shadows. Eventually, Daniel accepted an offer, not for the kind of job he'd originally imagined, but one that felt like it had been waiting for him all along. He was hired as a speaker and mentor for a company devoted to career